Assalamu alaikum, my dear students of grade 6. This is your teacher Sidra Batul, and we are going to start the lesson of the science. Okay, here is your syllabus outline. In the first term, we have to study the following syllabus: the unit 1, which is food, which includes the lesson 1 and lesson 2. The lesson 1 is sources of food and the lesson 2 is components of food. The unit 2, materials, that comprises over the lesson 3, fiber to fabric, the lesson 4, different kinds of materials, the lesson 5, separating substances, the lesson 6, changes around us, and the unit 3 named as matter and materials, which include the lesson 7, atom and its structure, and the lesson 8, things around us. Okay, so we are going to start with the unit 1, food, and the lesson 1, which is sources of food. In the lesson 1, as the name shows, sources of food, we will study about the food and different sources of food, like different plant sources, different animal sources as well. Okay, so now I'm introducing the chapter, which is about the sources of the food. Okay, so students, imagine a day without food. How would you feel on that day? Why do people feel weak when they have to go without food? Why do people die of hunger? What role does food play in the lives of living organisms? We shall find answers to these questions in this chapter. Okay. So guys, as you know that all living beings need food to live. Food is the source of energy and is thus required by all living organisms to survive. All living organisms need food for their survival, to live, to grow, and to remain healthy. We need food to grow, develop, and repair our body. For the growth of an organism, for the development of an organism, and for the repair of the damaged body parts and body organs, food is necessary. Food gives us energy and nutrients the body needs in order to grow, develop, to move, work, play, think, and learn. So all these activities which are being done by the different organisms, like organisms grow, develop, for the movement, to do work, to play and think and learn. For all these activities we need energy, and that energy is given to us by the food which we eat. All the living beings, like for example like cows, dogs, human beings, trees, and microorganisms like bacteria, they all need food for their survival and for their life activities, like their multiplication and growth, etc. When we discuss about the food, there are different kind of categories of organisms regarding their sources of food and their mode for getting the food. The category 1 is producers. Producers, as simple as we can say that these are plants. Okay, producers which can produce their own food. Like some living things can make their own food, they are known as producers, like plants. Plants can make their own food. Plants make their food, which is glucose, with carbon dioxide, which is present in the air. Carbon dioxide, CO2 gas, which is present in the air. Plants take in the carbon dioxide from the air, and water they suck from the soil in the presence of the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the green pigment which is present within the leaves of the plants using solar energy. So by using solar energy, the water from the soil and carbon dioxide from the air, plant makes their food, which is glucose, and the whole process is known as the photosynthesis. The next level is the consumers. So, as well as the consumers are concerned, consumers consume the food which is made by the producers. Some living things can't make their food on their own. They derive nutrition from others. They are known as consumers, like animals. Okay, we human beings are also consumers. The animals and the microbes are also consumers. Consumers are those organisms which can't make their own food, and they depend upon the producers or other organisms for their food. There are three kinds of consumers: the herbivores, the carnivores, and the omnivores. Okay, the first category is herbivores. Herb means related to the plants. Herbivores are the animals that eat plants only for their food. Herbivores are specifically those organisms which eat only plants for their food source and get their food by eating and chewing the plants only. They have well developed molar and premolar teeth for grinding and chewing the plants. Some have many molars while some have tall molars. So these are the characteristics of the herbivores, that the number of molar teeth is many or multiple in some animals, and others have the tall molars for the grinding and chewing of the plants. And herbivores include the animals like elephant, deer, squirrel, etc. The next category is carnivores. These are the animals that only eat animals, means flesh. These are the flesh eater animals. They don't eat the plants, they only eat the flesh. They have sharp and pointed teeth to tear flesh. It is their teeth characteristic. They have sharp and pointed teeth. Their canines and incisors are very well developed. And the example of the carnivores are wolf, falcon, spider, lion, tiger, etc. Next category is omnivores, in which we human beings are also included. We human beings are also omnivores. So omnivores are those animals that eat both plants and animals. Many omnivores have front teeth which help them rip into meat and bite into fruits and vegetables, and molars which help them grind up meat and chew fruits and vegetables. The examples of the omnivores are human beings, bear, raccoon, crow, etc. The next category is the decomposers. On the basis of their mode of getting food, these different animals are categorized into different categories, and decomposers is the one category. Decomposers are basically the microorganisms, the tiny microorganisms which we can't see with the naked eye, those present around us in our environment, like those of the bacteria, viruses, fungi, etc. These are the living things that derive nutrients from dead and decaying matter. When the animals and plants are dead, so these decomposers decompose their body and get their nutrition from their dead bodies. They are known as decomposers or saprophytes. During the process, they release nutrients. During the process of decomposing, these decomposers release the nutrients and mineral salts back into the soil, which are then used up by plants. So we can say that these decomposers are also helpful for the plants, like bacteria and fungi. Okay students, here is your homework regarding to these lectures. You have to read the book pages 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 thoroughly and highlight all the definitions within these pages. Solve the activity 1 on page 4 on book and send the image of it, the solved image. Read the do you know on page 4 and mark important points. Solve the now you know on page 5 and solve question 4 of now you know. I'm asking about this now you know on the page 5. You have to solve the question 4 of this now you know on book and send the solved image, and you have to solve the question 1, 2, 3 and 5 of this now you know on your notebook. If you need any help, you can contact me as well. Thank you.